I can tell you what's an idol in your life. Just let me see your bank account. You ever heard a message like this in church? Maybe it was something along the lines of, in the summertime, hey, why are you spending all these thousands of dollars on that vacation? Couldn't you find a cheaper place to stay? Couldn't you find a cheaper destination to go to? Something a little more reasonable. Why are you saving up all this money to go on this extravagant trip? If you saved and did something a little more reasonable, you could give a little more money to the church. This whole idea of idols and your finances and where it's going, and that they could tell you what an idol is in your life by what you're doing, telling you that's a priority. Using guilt and shame to say, no, I know you want to do this elaborate thing with your family and really build a memory and a cherished something in their life. But instead, you can do something a little less and give a little bit to the church. I would almost bet that when these sermons came out, there was a dip in the amount of tithes coming into the services, and they were feeling it and having to pinch and scrimp on their own end at the church. So we need to boost this up and start guilting and shaming people and coming in. So we're going to ask, let me see your checkbook. Let me see what your priorities are in your life. And the truth of the matter is, I bet most people, if they were turning them over, would say, I guess my idol's my mortgage, my car payment, my insurance payments, all this, my utilities, all the essentials in life just to live. And at the very bottom, well below the amount of tithe that they're probably given, is the entertainment and enjoyment budget that they have for a month. The thing is what you've created here is a business. You've created that thing where a pastor depends on this money coming in because they have a mortgage and a car payment to come in. And when the tithes dip, their paycheck might shrink a little bit. And they might have to do a little extra guilt and shame to come out. Now, they're not prioritizing God in their sermons. They're prioritizing their own need to pay their own bills. They have incentive, motive to get more money out because they need this to spend on their elaborate vacation, their elaborate car. Pastors that I went to churches of had better cars than I ever had, better houses than I ever had, ate better than I ever had. I guess the thing is if I want to see what the priority of the church is, why don't you let me see your bank account? See where you're spending your money at. How much is going to salaries? How much is going to building renovations and making everything look better? How much is going into gaining more money for you instead of going out to support the community? Churches need to stop worrying about people spending and what they're doing and more about how they're spending and what they're doing and how they're benefiting the community around them.